Good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast Rundown on TV1. I'm Therunee Karunaratne. We're coming to you live from our Newsfirst studios here in Colombo. This morning too, we are ready with the details on this morning's top local, international and sports news items. Stay tuned with us for the news in detail. Let's dive right in, starting off with news here at home. A shooting incident reported from Malamulla in Panadura early this morning left one person dead and another injured. Police said that the incident occurred at around 12:15 a.m. when two individuals arrived on a motorcycle and opened fire at a house in the Hirana area. It is reported that a party was underway at the house at the time of this attack. Now, the gunmen armed with a T-56 assault rifle fled the scene following the shooting. The victim, a 35-year-old resident of Vedagevatta, Malamulla West, Panadura, succumbed to his injuries, and the injured individual has been admitted to the Panadura base hospital for treatment. Now, the Hirana police has launched investigations to track down the suspects who are currently at large. Let's move on to more local news now. Today marks the final day for you to cast your postal votes for the upcoming local government election. Postal voting will be carried out today from 8:30 a.m. until 4:15 p.m. And for those who have not yet cast their postal votes, including voters from state institutions, the police, tri-forces, schools, statutory boards and other organizations, they will have the opportunity to do so today. Meanwhile, the distribution of official polling cards for the local government elections will also conclude today. Postmaster General SRW MRP Satkumara said that voters who do not receive their polling cards within today can obtain them by visiting the nearest post office. The 2025 local government elections are scheduled to be held on the 6th of May. The Met Department says that due to the intertropical convergence zone affecting the island's weather, showers or thunder showers will occur at most places of the island during the afternoon or night. Showers may occur in the southern and western provinces and in the Puttalam, Mannar and Jaffna districts during the morning hours. Now, heavy falls of about 100 millimeters are likely at some places in the central, Uva, eastern and northwestern provinces, as well as in the Baunia and Mulathu districts. And as always, the general public is requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during thunder showers. Now, health authorities have also warned of an increased risk in dengue and chikungunya. Specialist Dr. Prashila Samaravira of the National Dengue Control Unit said that the current intermittent rainfall has led to a rise in mosquito density across the island. Meanwhile, 5 districts have been identified as high-risk zones for dengue, and these districts are Colombo, Ratnapura, Gampaha, Kandy and Batiklo. Dr. Samaravira has urged the public to destroy mosquito breeding grounds immediately in order to prevent the spread of diseases under the prevailing weather conditions. With that, we move on to news overseas. Let's start off with an international news item coming in from Canada. Polls are starting to close, where a snap election is being held to determine who will become the country's next Prime Minister. It comes just 6 weeks after Mark Carney was sworn in as Prime Minister, replacing his party colleague, Justin Trudeau. There are two clear frontrunners, and that is the Liberal Party led by Carney, which has been in power for a decade, and the Conservative Party led by Pierre Poilievre. US President Donald Trump has weighed in on the election on social media, repeating his calls for the nation to become the 51st US state. Poilievre told Trump to stay out of their election, and Carney urged Canadians to be united and strong against, quote-unquote, the crisis with the United States. Now, Mark Carney is the incumbent Prime Minister of Canada, but he has been only in the job for about a month. He replaced Justin Trudeau after former Prime Minister resigned in January. Carney won more than 85% of Liberal Party members' votes to assume this role. Now, Pierre Poilievre, the leader of the Conservative Party, hails from Calgary, Alberta. The 45-year-old has been in politics for almost 2 decades and was the first elected to the House of Commons at the age of 25. This made him the youngest MP in Canada at the time. His big win came in 2022 when he secured a landslide victory in the race to become the leader of the Conservative Party. The position was secured with 70% of the vote share. He has consistently advocated for low tax and a small government in Canada. Let's take a look at Poilievre's opinion regarding US President Donald Trump weighing in on the election of Canada, as it is a major topic of discussion when we talk about the Canadian elections that are underway.
But I have a further message for President Trump. If you decide to go down this road, this is what's going to happen. Yes, you'll do damage to us in the short term, but we will fight back and we will build back. Within 4 years of a new, strong Conservative government, Canada will be completely rebuilt. We will rebuild our economy. We will not be reliant on the U.S. anymore, and the Americans will have lost the greatest trading partner and friend they ever had. A Conservative government will build pipelines and LNG plants, aggressively promote mines and other resource infrastructure that has been blocked for the last 10 years. We'll have new overseas trading partners. We will knock down interprovincial barriers so that we can trade with ourselves. We will send our goods to our friends on other sides of the oceans of the world. We will cut taxes and speed up permits so that we can sell our oil, gas, mining, lumber, agriculture, fisheries, manufacturing, small businesses and large businesses alike. The world needs our resources and our expertise. If you, Mr. Trump, don't want them, the rest of the world does. Under a new Conservative government, we will put Canada first for a change. We will be a nation that is strong, self-reliant, standing on its own 2 feet so that we can stand up for ourselves and stand up to the Americans.
That was Conservative candidate Pierre Poilievre, who was giving his opinion regarding US President Donald Trump's intervention as well as his opinions on Canada. With that, we move on to Europe. Now, power started returning to parts of the Iberian Peninsula late on Monday after a huge outage brought most parts of Spain and Portugal to a standstill, grounding planes, halting public transport, as well as forcing hospitals to suspend routine operations. Spain's Interior Ministry declared a national emergency, deploying 30,000 police across the country to keep order as governments from the 2 countries convened emergency cabinet meetings. Outages on such a massive scale are extremely rare in Europe. The cause was unclear, with Portugal suggesting the issue originated in Spain and Spain pointing the finger at a breakup in its connection to France. Portuguese Prime Minister Luís Montenegro said there was no indication of a cyber attack that had caused this blackout. Nonetheless, rumors circulated of a possible sabotage, and Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez said he had spoken to the NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte. Sánchez said the country had suffered a loss of 15 gigawatts of electricity generation in just 5 seconds, equivalent to 60% of the country's national demand. He said technicians were working to figure out why the sudden outage occurred. With that, we move on to sports news. In sports, it's cricket regarding a new record in the field. In a sensational display of power hitting, 14-year-old Vaibhav Suryavanshi created history by scoring a century of just 35 balls during Rajasthan Royals' thrilling 8-wicket victory over Gujarat Titans at the 2025 Indian Premier League. The 47th match of the tournament was played in Jaipur. Winning the toss, Rajasthan Royals opted to field first, and batting first, Gujarat Titans posted a commanding total of 209 runs for the loss of 4 wickets in their allotted 20 overs. Captain Shubman Gill led the innings with a brilliant knock of 84 runs, while Jos Buttler, turning out for Gujarat this season, contributed an unbeaten 50. Mahesh Theekshana was the standout bowler for Rajasthan Royals, claiming 2 wickets. And in response, Rajasthan Royals opened with Yashasvi Jaiswal and the young sensation Vaibhav Suryavanshi. Suryavanshi lit up the stadium with an extraordinary innings, racing to his century in just 35 deliveries, making him the youngest player ever to score a T20 100 and recording the second fastest century in the history of IPL. His fearless stroke play completely dismantled the Gujarat Titans' bowling attack. Yashasvi Jaiswal remained unbeaten on 70 runs, while skipper Riyan Parag added an unbeaten 32 runs in order to seal victory. Rajasthan Royals chased down the target of 210 runs with ease, reaching the total in just 15.5 overs for the loss of only 2 wickets. And that's a wrap of this morning's edition of the Breakfast Rundown on TV1. I'm Therunee Karunaratne. Do join us once again tomorrow as well for more of the very latest from here at home and around the world. Until then, have a wonderful day ahead. Take care.